chance to call in through our platforms, of course, that is through our studio line, of course, 0200 923. It was actually who are actually able to be the MPs of the Republic of Uganda. But we shall not dwell much on that. Today, our discussion will be based on what we call the core standards of Uganda as a nation. One time I traveled for a conference in Nairobi, and by then I never felt the spirit of patriotism. But the day when the Ugandan anthem was actually played at that conference, different anthems were played. The one of Ethiopia was played, the one of Rwanda was played, the one of Uganda was played, the one of Kenya was played, the one of Tanzania was played. But by the time they were playing the Ugandan anthem, the atmosphere at which we were automatically changed. I felt like my whole body caught goose pimples, and that is the time I realized that I loved Uganda so much. In most cases, we have cried about betrayal. But do the MPs that we vote, do the LOC5s that we vote, do other leaders that we vote even understand the spirit, the power, the mojo, the energy behind the Ugandan national anthem? Do they even respect the emblems for which we stand for? Do they even actually sometimes take time to reflect the nation that has come from where miles to where it is today? I would like to say, in the studios I'm joined by great guests, of course, who will actually be sharing with us this particular topic. And of course, before me and by my side is a gentleman by the names of Alleluia, and not forgetting Mango Sanye, a usual panelist in this particular UGPOLLS. Please greet the viewers.
Yes, good evening, viewers. I'm Sanye Manuel Mango. Yeah, like the host has said, I'm a panelist. I'm always on this show, and we share a lot of issues, and we say how to liberate. I want to thank my great friend
Yes, Mr. Kaziba.
And that Kaziba, I think Mr. Kaziba should be on the show. When I come on the show, he's already know that Kaziba is behind there. He's going to respond.
Yes, such a great asset. Kaziba, we appreciate you on behalf of UGPOLLS. Actually, thank you for being an ardent viewer. You know, when you keep calling until we get to know your name, it means you're contributing to this country at the comfort of your seat. Yes, I would like to pass it on to my immediate neighbor.
Thank you very much. I go by the names of Alleluia Simon, and I'm so grateful because it's my first time on television.
Thank you so much. We'd like to say that today, that's the team of panelists actually that we have here in the studio with us, of course, breaking down for us what we call our road to 2021. I would like to request Control Room to give us something about the Ugandan anthem. Then from there, we'll pick it up.
Ilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo pia mshikamano viwe msingi wa umoja wetu, na tulinde uhuru na amani, mila zetu na desturi zetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Viwandani na hata mashambani, tufanye kazi sote kwa makini, tujitoe kwa hali na mali, tuijenge jumuiya bora. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Yes, welcome back from that trigger, and of course you've heard from those two anthems. The first one says, "O Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hands. United, free for liberty, together we will always stand." Of course, that forms our beginning part, of course, our session today. And of course, in the studios, I have a team of panelists, of course, who will be breaking down for us what we believe is our road to 2021. Before we go any further, do Ugandan leaders, those who aspire to be leaders, really pick anything from these anthems, or they just walk to say that they want to actually aspire to lead this country, minus even having anything like attached between them and the emblems of this nation? I would like to begin with Mr. Mango.
I don't think.
What makes you believe so?
I don't think.
What makes you believe so? Because everyone comes up and says, one, when you look at actually our anthem, it says, the second stanza says, "O Uganda, the land of freedom." But at the same time, when you move down and look at the people actually who are either in power or those outside power, the word freedom is not even near actually whatever they were aspiring for.
Isaac, when I was growing up, and the other thing, I come next to the border.
Yeah, Busia.
Kenya. Busia, Kenya, and Busia, Uganda.
It excites me when I listen to that.
Anthem, the Kenyan national anthem. Eyimba. Or when they are just raising down the flag, Kusawa Kominabini, everybody stops. And if you walk, they arrest you. In Uganda, even if when they are raising down or putting up the flag, you will just walk and everything will be normal. Here, even when the president, even the national anthem is being sung, other people prefer to take mkono kwa kifua. They don't stand. In Kenya, you don't. Whether you are lame or what, stand.
Stand. We want to know how lame you are when you're standing.
Yes, stand. Then when I was growing up, every morning there used to be a parade.
That's in assemblies.
And assemblies, parade days. The first thing we would do was to sing the national anthem and then later sing the school.
The one of we young women, men of Uganda. Yes.
So, one, that we grew knowing the value of the national anthem. It stuck in us. We believed in it. We drew lessons from it. And even the teacher would come and explain a few things you have just talked about. If all leaders today, that I'm going into politics, but my guiding principle, one, is the national anthem. What does it say? We've lost respect for this national anthem. We don't see it. We don't see any value in it. People do not even recite it. Even the leaders, some of them, we may tell them to recite the national anthem, they will not recite it as members of parliament. Those ones now we are talking about the members of parliament and even presidential candidates and whatever. So it has lost value. But if you look at it, if you listen to the stanzas properly, it is one thing that brings us together. It's one thing that every Ugandan would cherish and uphold at all levels. If you're a political leader, if there is something, let us say now, like the article what?
102B.
102B. When the members of parliament were flaring and running up and down and so on in parliament, we needed to stand with them and tell them no, because it was generally accepted that 95 or 99% of Ugandans never wanted that article to be touched on. So when the members of parliament were struggling inside, we Ugandans betrayed those members of parliament who tried to protect the constitution at that level. We sat and we did nothing. We did nothing completely.
You wanted Ugandans to go and protest.
To move together. This was only called from the national anthem. United we stand. United we stand.
Meaning we must stand together if it's a country's cause.
It is a country's cause. We must stand together. If you have a leader who has brought the constitution himself, and at the end of the day, he changes goalposts all the time, we say united we stand. We are going to do this. Actually, they even wanted to, at that point, I think Ugandans needed to remind the president and even remind the members of parliament that when they were swearing in, I preserve, to protect and preserve
the constitution.
So, these simple things have been left aside. But in the actual sense, the wordings in whatever, they matter a lot. So if you're a member of parliament and when you are swearing, even if you're the president, the first thing you are saying, I'm going to preserve and protect the constitution. You are the very person who is not preserving and protecting the constitution, but the way you want, changing it and doing this, and people, when they refuse, you bring in the SFC, enter parliament, beat them up, buy people, do whatever. What have you sworn? What? So sometimes these are some of the small things that I think the culture, we must nurture Ugandans and put them on the machine. Today there is a lot of loyalness. His Excellency the President of Uganda minds about a vote, minds about his seat, and he comes even on television and tells you, if you stand along our way, we shall remove you. To me as a Ugandan, it's a big statement.
Yeah.
If a head of state comes up and says, if you stand our way, we shall remove you.
You want them to be removing quietly?
No, it is a big statement.
It is.
It is that I don't expect from the head of state. I don't.
Are you trying to say he's tired?
He's not tired, but he's speaking his mind. And he's telling you how authoritarian he is. He's not respecting united we stand. He's not respecting protect and preserve the constitution. He's not respecting the office as the fountain of honor because every life matters, every opinion. He's not protecting the constitution which says there's right of freedom and expression, association and whatever. Now, what do you expect us today if the constitution is there, but because you feel someone is wants to remove you from that seat and you say, we shall remove you? It's really...
Okay, I want to throw it to our comrade in the studio, Mr. Alleluia. Yes, can you share with us, is Uganda united?
Not at all. If Uganda was united, I wouldn't be coming out at this time.
Okay.
For instance, for us when you were in school, I got a chance to study in the seminary, which in the seminary Kabari.
Ah, you're seminarian.
Yeah, I'm a
You're the
seminarian.
guys who opted to say you don't want to see girls near you.
Yeah.
Okay, take one.
Exactly. So whenever I would finish or spend a day in the seminary, I would thank God. Because every mistake,
You're
you
caned.
go home.
Ah.
Not caned, suspension and expulsion.
What?
Yeah, that was the seminary. No,
If you
you are
don't
not
want to pray
taking
what they
it.
get
Yeah. Your hair is up, you are not taking it. So we would make sure that we respect all the orders. But here in Uganda, the country changed because of the leaders. People are overstaying in power. And that's what happens if someone overstays in power. That's why you will see most of we young people will come out to stand against the current president.
Can I ask you something? Do you think Uganda's problem is leaders who overstay in power?
No, it's not leaders, it's we people. Because the lead is one person. For instance, the person who takes Uganda is just one person. So he's challenging all the brains of all the, how many people in Uganda?
40 millions and
40
plus.
millions and plus. So one person is challenging us. He's coming back and we are voting him. Some people, they say maybe he win falsely, but sometimes he does it genuinely. Why? Because of the people.
When you look at what preachers say across the whole world, they say leaders are from God. Do you believe the same notion?
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
by the time someone rules for 35 years as the president of the Republic of Uganda, with all the brains and the educated people in this country, don't you think he's chosen by God?
You see, every leader, actually according to the Bible, every leader has a rise and fall. Those leaders who are chosen by God, then after, they also would rise in power, then after some time they fall. So it's the same to our presidents, our current leaders in Africa, especially here in Africa, here in Uganda. So if you overstay in power, maybe you are going against God. He chose you in the beginning, but then
He changed his plan in the middle.
Yeah, he changes his plan in the middle. So long as you go off the topic, he changes his plan.
I would like to say that all of you are catching us today in the studios. Of course, I have two exciting men, and that is none other than Sanya Mango and Hallelujah. Hallelujah actually happens to be doubling as an aspirant for the position of presidency of the Republic of Uganda. But of course, that's a topic that will come actually in the next quarter. Today we are discussing about our walk to 2021, but we're narrowing it down to look at what our leaders have in their minds as they go to parliament. Do they even understand what they stand for? Do they even understand the country they're going to represent? Do they even take time to actually study the emblems that we have as a country? Because you cannot say that you're a national leader without you putting the emblems of this nation actually onto your hands. You cannot say that you actually dream to lead Uganda off outside Uganda into East African carry our flag high without you understanding the meaning of our flag, the meaning of a national anthem, the meaning of our coat of arms, and other related things, especially when it comes to the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. I'll be taking a short break. When we return, UGPOLLS continues. A very good afternoon.
The Ministry of Health informs the general public that we have registered some deaths in Uganda due to COVID-19. This is a reminder that COVID-19 is real, deadly, and we are all at risk. Let us be more vigilant to prevent the further spread of the disease in our communities. As responsible citizens, ensure that you regularly wash your hands with soap and running water, or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Properly wear a face mask covering your mouth, nose and chin while in public. Maintain a social distance of at least 2 meters between yourself and another person. Avoid anyone with a cold or flu-like symptoms. Cover your nose and mouth when sneezing and coughing. Avoid touching your eyes, nose and mouth with unwashed hands. Be vigilant. Stay safe. This message is from the Ministry of Health.
We're persistent. We're out there. We are free. We're unafraid. We're unapologetic. We run these streets. Until someone says, "Boy, I'm going to tell your mother."
I'm going to tell Mom!
Wait until I tell your mother. So, put a mask on, or else we'll tell your mom.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, eno ye 97.7 Record FM tusabula hits all day. Wakati mutima gwa Kampala, we've the best shows. wobumi wa radio esengekeddwa 97.7 Record FM tusabula hits all day.
Welcome back from the break, and I'm glad that you're still watching UGPOLLS. My name is Isaac Oluporekonya, and I would like to officially say that it's already time. People are already moving towards 2021. Today morning, I gave you an update that in particular districts in the eastern part of the country, yesterday, bullets had to rock the whole afternoon till night. People were dispersed, towns had to go quiet, and of course, radios had to keep talking of analyzing whatever was transpiring. But this was just as Uganda started counting what you call 2 days to what they call the first well-organized 2021 presidential election, and of course also with the party primaries across the whole country. Now, yesterday we had a battle whereby one person almost missed to be shot, courtesy of one camp plucking posters of the other camp and rising up. But I'd like to throw it to Mr. Mango. Mr. Mango, do you see the NRM government actually dominate shaping the game in this country, or other political parties in opposition also have a play?
No, NRM is dominating the political game in this country.
But we're seeing people power and other parties actually come up, and every day they're launching something new. I saw actually NUP again coming up of recent, they're actually launching a fundraising. Do you think that is the right direction vis-a-vis actually what NRM is doing, and what makes you believe that NRM is actually taking lead and shaping Uganda's political state?
There are two things that I can talk about in that respect. NUP, what it's doing, looking at what something we call the popular vote. The popular vote. They are governorizing on the popular vote. NRM is looking for the vote count. These are two different things. They are popular, they have been there for the last 35 years, they have done whatever they have done. Every day NRM is campaigning. When you go to the villages, people are putting on t-shirts every day.
And other parties are keeping their t-shirts and waiting.
And waiting for that day to come. When the president is going to visit an area, the t-shirts are